Iran's new president says, let's talk. Hassan Rouhani says he's open to discussions with the US on his country's nuclear program, but there must be no threats of economic sanctions.
But he said Iran will not abandon its nuclear program of enriching uranium for peaceful purposes, and he urged Western leaders to lift economic sanctions against his country. Rouhani also hinted at the possibility of direct talks with the U.S. after years of stalemate.
Iran's new president, Hassan Rouhani, fields questions at his first meeting with foreign and Iranian journalists after taking his oath of office on Sunday. In his new briefing, Iran's new chief executive covered a broad range of issues regarding the country's foreign policy. Rouhani was asked about the prospect of Iran's relations with the U.S.
Unfortunately, a warmongering lobby in the US is opposed to constructive talk and only protects the interests of a foreign country and often receives orders from that country. The interests of the lobby and the foreign regime have been imposed on American lawmakers. We see that they even ignore the US interests.
The new president criticized the recent US sanctions against Iran. He said Washington's sanctions are only aimed at putting pressure on the Iranian people. Rouhani also said Washington will gain nothing through threats and pressure.
Rouhani is determined to get the international sanctions lifted. Sanctions, he says, that are suffocating Iran's economy. Russia, Tehran's closest partner within the negotiation group, said it backed the plan for a new round of talks, with a hint at a possible meeting sometime mid-September.
Now, as the new Iranian president takes power and starts forming the government, some are considering imposing new sanctions to strangle Iran financially. I believe this isn't in the best interests of the international community in terms of limiting nuclear proliferation. These are dangerous games to play, and we hope reason will prevail.
Washington's reaction? That's fine as far as it goes.
There are steps they need to take to meet their international obligations and find a peaceful solution to this issue, and the ball is in their court.
While Russia agreed that it was time for dialogue, not ultimatums, Israel's Prime Minister remained adamant that only pressure would bring results.
Iran's president said that pressures do not work. Not true. The only thing that has worked in the last 2 decades is pressure. And the only thing that will work now is increased pressure.